Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. This week's Parshas Naso. Parshas Naso is a jam-packed parsha. It talks about a lot of different things. It's the longest parsha in the Torah, and it talks about Nazir, it talks about Saita, it talks about the Chanukas HaMizbeach, it talks about the Nesiim. There's a lot going on in this week's parsha, but I want to focus on something that's just a few psukim in the Torah, and that is right before we talk about the Nesiim in this week's parsha, we talk about the Kaihanim's obligation to bless Bnei Yisrael and how they should bless them, and that is with the words Yivracha Hashem v'Yishmerecha, the famous words that most of us know. It's a beautiful part of the parsha, just a few psukim, and it seems like it's almost snuck in there. But of course, these psukim are familiar to almost everyone, and that's because two reasons. Number one is it's part of the Berachas HaTorah that we say every morning, and number two is it's the duchening that the Kaihanim do, that we do on Yantif. The Kaihanim bless us, and it's a central part of anyone's Yantif. As a kid, I'm sure a lot of people have fond memories of going under. I know I do. I have fond memories of going under their father's talis for duchening, a very emotional time. And therefore these are psukim that are familiar to all of us. So I wanted to explore it a little bit. And the part that I wanted to explore was, why are these the psukim that we use for Berachas HaTorah? In the morning we say every day, we can't learn Torah without saying Berachas HaTorah, and the bracha that we say is Asher Baruch Banu Mikol Ha'amin V'Nasan Lanu Es Torasai, and then we say these brachas at the end of these Berachas HaTorah. You would think that the psukim that we would say would be something that has to do with Talmud Torah or Limud HaTorah. Why are we saying right after we're recommitting ourselves to learn the Torah in the morning, we talk about the brachas, the psukim that have to deal with the Kaihanim's bracha to Bnei Yisrael? So I think the connection is, and this is based on something I saw in David Bashevkin's new book. I think that the connection between these two things is that we have to look at the bracha that the Kaihanim make on the duchening themselves, and that bracha is Asher Kedishanu B'Kedushasa Shel Aaron V'Tzivanu Levarich Es Alma Yisrael B'Ahava. When they duchen, when the Kaihanim duchen, when they bless Bnei Yisrael, they need to do it with love. We don't find any other mitzvah like this. You don't say Al Natilas Lulav B'Ahava. You don't say Al Achilas Matzah B'Ahava, that you have to eat the matzah with love. No, but when the Kaihanim bless Bnei Yisrael, it has to be with love. In fact, a Kaihan who's not in good standing in the community is not supposed to duchen. He's not supposed to bless the people of Bnei Yisrael, and that is because when the Kaihanim duchen, they're trying to impart love. That is what they're trying to do, and I think that when we say Berachas HaTorah in the morning, it's something that's very important for us to keep in mind. When we learn the Torah, it should be with love. It should be with love. It shouldn't be because it's something that we have to do. It shouldn't be because it's something that's just rote part of our day. So when we make the bracha, we say, yes, we're recommitting ourselves to learn the Torah, but we have to try to keep in mind that Yivarach Hashem v'Yishmerecha, the Kaihanim, when they are giving this bracha, it's with love. And that's what we should try to feel when we're learning the Torah. It should be with love. It should be with feelings of love. There shouldn't be any kind of bad feelings when we're learning. There shouldn't be any kinds of some sort of burden, chas v'shalom, in learning the Torah. It should be something that we're doing out of love for the Rebbeinu Shlalem, and love for ourselves, to try to grow ourselves, to try to become closer to Hashem. So let's take that lesson this week, all of us. Let's try to, anything that we do in our Avodas Hashem, let's try to do it with love. Let's try to do it happily, to try to grow ourselves, to try to grow in the ways of Hashem. And when we say Berachas HaTorah in the morning, all of us, let's try to keep in mind that when we're doing Berachas HaTorah, and you can have in mind that when you're doing any of the mitzvahs, it should be with love, as long as you're trying to get closer to the Rebbeinu Shlalem. Have a good Shabbos.